So last week we started covering the first installment of the Disney tapes, and this is now a multi-part series from James O'Keefe, formerly of Project Veritas, in which he is exposing a lot of the corruption and outright bigotry, anti-white discrimination that is going on at the highest levels of the Disney Corporation. In that video, he was showing clips of their vice president, Michael Giordano, on a fake date with one of their undercover journalists. He basically said that as a white male, he feels his position is threatened there. There are plenty of roles where they will just not hire any white men, but this one is a bit of a curveball, the second part. First off, though, I wanted to show how they chased down Michael Giordano.
There's a 20, though, first from Dr. Larsena. Says, Brett, if you can spit in every direction, would it be Haktua?
You can Haktua in any Starbucks and find someone who cries on TikTok.
Yes, you can.
But yeah, I wanted to show him going full Chris Hansen on Michael Giordano at this restaurant in LA.
That's from the very beginning of this
yes.
clip, right? Okay, here we go.
This is an LA day, you know?
They blur her face out because she's doing important work for society right now on,
She really
on Hinge.
is.
Had a lot of them. Sorry again that I was 2 minutes late.
All good. You don't care if my girlfriend comes to pick up my K-pop, right?
No, of course.
Okay. Oh, hey, babe.
Hi.
Do you guys know each other?
Yes?
Wait, do you guys know each other?
Yes.
Oh, dance break. Dance away the pain.
Thank you. Here we go.
You told me you had a tickle in your throat.
I did.
Is this so you call you going out with my friends?
I just imagine you would love this as general reality TV.
I know, like
This is
James
your
O'Keefe
stuff.
is truly an entertainer. So then he walks in.
I love the music.
How dramatic is James O'Keefe?
Michael Giordano? Maybe. Do you work for Disney?
I'm not kidding.
What does
this
he bring
you
his
right here?
Apple computer?
I'm not.
So
Chase him.
are the vice president of the Walt Disney Company, and you're on tape saying that you don't hire
Oopsie.
white males. Quote, no way we're hiring a white male.
There's no way we're hiring a white male, Mitch.
Sir, are you the vice president at Disney? Do you know about Title VII of the Civil Rights Act? About discriminating against people based upon religion and race, sir? Quote, I'm not looking to bring on any more clients who are white, you know?
Here all the time, like, I'm looking to hire writers and actors who bring diversity. I'm not looking to bring on any more clients who are white.
Disney is concerned. I'm a white male. I have friends in HR. Mike, who are your friends in HR?
As far as Disney's concerned, I'm a white
So you're a
male.
VP and you're
That's not
single?
who they're looking to promote.
Yeah, that
I
was
have
his
friends
first
in
mistake.
HR, and I have friends in those divisions.
Do you think that being quiet is going to help you?
You don't have authority to put me on tape. Bye.
I
Okay,
will
then
put
he
you on
starts
tape.
chasing the
and I do
Tesla
have that
on foot.
authority under the First Amendment. You know, just because you work in Hollywood doesn't give you entitlement to discriminate against people on the basis of race. Michael Giordano.
This is just gold.
Do it! Do that.
Sir.
No, let me piece the guy with the camera.
He's got the Tesla.
He's weaving through traffic.
See if we can catch up to him. Hi, Michael. Watch out. Watch out. Hi, Michael. Discrimination on the basis of race. Title VII of the Civil Rights Act. Look at his face. Look at his face.
We got a 20 there real quick, Mary.
Not that Jon Stewart said, Mary, do we stand James Beard?
Do you stan his
Do we
beard? I think they meant stan.
Who?
Do you like James?
Oh, James O'Keefe's beard?
Yeah.
It's not the best beard I've seen, definitely, but
Respectfully, no.
Here we
Yeah.
go. Let's continue.
I always get my exercise.
You're an American
with these
hero,
guys.
but
Whew. Oh, man.
maybe the
He
solo
was
stash.
out of there on the New York Minute. We confronted him and he drove away in his Tesla. Very upset. The two girls confronting him at the same time. Apparently he lied and told one girl that he has a little itch in his throat.
now he's
Someone
going to
gesturing.
tell the people
Let's
at
see
the
what happens.
restaurant what he did.
guy-
I need a reality show where the two women are now mad because, like, he chose one of the undercover reporters over the
Dude,
other.
we need, you know how we had the conservative chicks calendar? We need one, but with all the hot
Undercover
Project Veritas
journalists.
chicks.
But with their faces blurred.
They're on, They're
Okay.
obviously all smoking hot.
for Disney, and he was discriminating against people in the hiring process. And he was on a date, but it wasn't a date. It was an undercover person with a hidden camera. Vice President of Disney sat right next to you.
He's the vice president of Disney.
You bet. Yeah.
What's his name?
His name is Mike
Wait,
Giordano.
that's Chase
And
Hudson?
so that was like a fake date.
That was a fake date.
And-
Hold on, pause. That guy at the table, who's not in frame right now,
Right.
he's a famous TikToker, and he's one of the TikTokers who
Actually,
pretended
two
to be
girls, one girl
arrested.
in front of the other.
Was it?
Yeah.
He was lying
Which
to
one
one of
is
the
he on the
girls
other
about
side?
On the other
Table?
side,
Girls
yeah.
he was
It's
dating.
Chase Hudson.
So it was a whole.
That guy.
Yeah.
Oh man.
That's
That
crazy.
was a real undercover
Good grift if you
investigation
can
right
get
there.
it.
That was not a
He
real
dated one of
girlfriend.
the
There were two girls,
D'Amelios.
and the other girl made an excuse, and then he showed up and confronted them. And
Wait, and so that girl was.
Is D'Amelio the girls that do
him and
the-
It was like a setup
Yes.
to get
Yes.
here?
yeah,
Wow.
not a week.
Wow. Okay.
He was one of Charlie D'Amelio's ex-boyfriends.
Okay.
That is so funny.
Okay.
The things you see in Hollywood. So that was hilarious.
That was awesome.
And the second part of the Disney tapes is going to cover a fake Hinge date with Dave Mocker, who is a director of production finance at Disney. We can blame him for the fact that the Acolyte budget was $180 million, actually.
Did he
And
actually say that?
about the Acolyte?
Yeah.
No, but he says he is in charge of creating the budgets for
I mean-
all of their content.
Disney shows might be under a Lucasfilm employee. It might be a Lucasfilm employee who does
Possibly.
that. I don't know. But,
Possibly. But this was more of a curveball, as James O'Keefe said, because he actually claimed that although there are diversity spreadsheets for every department in the company, you basically have to hit the glass ceiling. There are not any non-white or non-Jewish people allowed in
So-
the C-suite executive
So
branch.
Disney's like, we discriminate a bit down here, and we discriminate a bit up here, and
Yes.
it all ends up equal.
Which shows they're saving all the non-white hirees for the diversity, equity, inclusion department and the people who are going to be on camera.
Let's watch this one here. This is the first 2 minutes and 40 seconds here.
Do you think that they wouldn't hire a C-suite who's not white or not Jewish?
In entertainment, no. There's also slight glass ceiling to that. I feel like it's not, there's a glass ceiling. It's not quite like been breached yet. You're not going to see it.
Oh, internet.
Is this censorship?
Oh, are we being taken out by Disney right now?
Disney is trying to censor it.
Non-white, non-Jewish.
Unless you are a white Jewish man, well, you're likely never going to see Disney's C-suite.
She was like Asian and Hispanic.
Haitian.
Hispanic, mix.
Oh, I'm good.
Just left Disney like a month ago. She left because she didn't really have, she's a woman. She didn't really have either of her bosses in her corner.
Okay.
And she quit saying that she just was like, I was just not feeling right. So I feel, and that being said, that the department heads are two Jewish men. Not that I have anything against this man, I'm just saying that she, being of color, felt that and she quit. Because she just said that I can't seem to like him.
The very well qualified Haitian Hispanic woman who had rapidly worked her way up the Disney ladder left the company acknowledging that she likely had no future there, oddly enough, because she wasn't white, Jewish, or man enough.
So maybe there's this juxtaposition between corporations, especially in entertainment, that say, you know, we want diversity and all these things, but then in reality,
it's a number. Like, you know, like I've done the reports for diversity inclusion. They make us do every year, saying, okay, like look at the shows, tell us the diverse cast, all crew members are in there. So the same number can't go up. But I'm like, yes, it's gone up. I feel like that's like a forced metric.
Does every department have diversity spreadsheets? I'm seeing a pattern here. And that is from Disney's hiring practices.
what about like the LGBTQ? I want to see them do it more in like the kids' shows.
She's really selling it.
It's the way the world is. You can't like pretend it doesn't exist, right?
Yeah.
And say like, oh, we're just going to show like one section of society. That's all the world is. The world is like full of everybody.
Right.
And that should be on screen.
So Disney's philosophy is that you're never too
poor
young
guy.
to learn about the LGBTQ agenda.
Do you think Bob Iger is corrupt?
Now, Now he just wants.
He's getting fired.
He, like many, believe Bob Iger is corrupt. And if you look at the recent filings of Disney...
I love their, find a picture of evil Bob Iger.
Man,
Most evil
it's
he's ever
really
looked.
sad that evil communist overlords can't find love.
Disney's going to have to start putting up pictures in their office of these women that are going on dates with Disney employees to stop them from getting caught up in the honeypot net.
Netflix is gonna make a show with Nick Lachey. He's like, we've gathered C-suite CEOs to find love that is not James O'Keefe.
There's a $20 super chat there from Das Pooch.
He said something for Mary to consider. The Twitch Whisper system requires age 18 plus, so she lied to use it, and Dr. Disrespect likely didn't know. This could also explain Twitch settling the suit with NDAs. They look bad for AgeGate fails.
I mean, that would, if it's supposed to be that.
They both have liabilities in the situation. But at the same time, I feel like you would clear your name by very openly telling everyone, I was not aware that the person was a minor. And then he edited his tweet multiple times to take the word minor out of it. Then he put it back.
Listen,
so I'm still suspect of his intentions.
The guy's quickly trying to cheat on his wife
Yeah.
on the internet.
No big deal.
Who amongst us?
But you are so right. Like, how are you a C-suite executive at the Walt Disney Corporation and you're single and
You're super lame.
prowling Hinge? That was really what got them into these situations. But yeah, it's not looking good for them. And I feel like if Disney fires these two guys or whoever comes next in this series, they're going to look even worse because they're basically admitting fault. So do you think that they're going to lose their jobs?
I mean, the dude who says Bob Iger is corrupt going to lose his job, right?
I don't know. They couldn't have possibly known.
Is he somehow protected by saying this so it would look bad to fire him?
It's also bizarre that you're, voluntarily trading your soul by working for someone you know is a corrupt narcissist.
Well, they're business people.
But yeah, this is a guy who tracks diversity in all of their annual reports. He sees the numbers.
What's really funny is if you listen to some of the other segments in this, he talks about how they know in certain places where it doesn't work, where it doesn't feel natural. He talks about a show called, Death and Other Details, but it was he said Death
and Other Tales,
and he said Debt and Other. And so they know, this is not, this is one of those things where they gaslight you and they say you're crazy, but they know.
Even he, who is saying there should be more gay stuff in children's programming, he openly said on this date that he thinks diversity is going too far, and that in that specific show, Death and Other Tales, that it felt inorganic, it felt orchestrated, and like they were just trying to check boxes.
Yeah.
So even the woke people know that they're effing up right now, but they cannot publicly admit defeat.
Correct.
This is, again, our weapon against gaslighting, because you can see them admitting it.
Is California a state where you have to require consent to be filmed? I feel like it is.
I don't know. I actually don't know.
No idea.
All of this stuff.
I mean, I'm sure he knows. I'm sure O'Keefe knows.
Yeah.
I'm sure he's already, made sure that this is
Yeah, he would have get the
permissible.
The VP of Disney under.
As for the LGBTQ stories for children, I wanted to go further into the video to see his full comment about that.
Okay, this was at 9:22, right?
Yeah.
Here we go.
Now, let's look at the lengths that Disney will go to push a woke, diverse agenda into kids' programming. Young kids. And also hear firsthand why they would do such a thing.
James, and then cut in a clip of The Little Mermaid.
It's a good idea to get younger kids introduced and educated on the ways of LGBTQ.
What about the LGBTQ?
Yeah.
I want to see them do it more in the kids shows.
I agree. Yeah.
Are you asking me on a date?
Your pulse and heartbeat have quickened.
No.
It's the way the world is. You can't pretend it doesn't exist, right?
Yeah.
And say we're just going to show one section of society. That's all the world is. The world is full of everybody.
Right.
And that should be on screen.
That's my little son Blake and her girlfriend Ghibli.
Following in mom's wake.
Oh, nonsense. I'm just an architect.
It's important, I think, for me to see, like, you know, the LGBTQ stories and, like, especially for kids so that they can understand all of that and you know, introduce it to them just so that they're comfortable and all this stuff. Like, do you think that Disney, like, makes that a priority?
I think they are. To an extent,
Do you think it's authentic? Like,
not quite.
Not quite.
Netflix does it better.
So, Disney's philosophy is that you're never too young to learn about the LGBTQ agenda.
Great stuff.
Apparently, even Dave thinks Disney has gone too far, pushing the DEI
So that's where he
thing
starts
in-
talking about Death and Other Tales.
Yep.
But
I can fix all of this. We just need to move the Disney headquarters to a red state, so when they're in Tinder, they match up with chicks like, personally, I don't like all the communist agenda here. And he's like, say no more.
he's clearly trying to simp for her on the
That's what
date
I'm
because he
saying.
thinks that he's on a date with a libtard chick. So he's like, yeah, I
was
love gay
literally-
stuff.
I want to meet there's got to be some outtake interviews where they just meet the most wholesome Disney executive ever, who's just like, he just keeps saying, yeah, but I want to hear about you. They keep, like, how do they
Not for a second do they like question the fact that she's only asking him about your job and all of the intimate details of your job. Like they never second guess themselves. And the camera is, I hope, well hidden.
Yes.
Because they would have to be really drunk not to notice that. But I know this is getting millions of impressions on X right now. I still feel like it's not getting enough attention. And I'm just wondering if anyone from Disney is going to acknowledge the fact that this is being posted.
No, I think that they have, Disney's pretty lucky in that this is James O'Keefe. This is going to stay within right-wing circles, and it's not going to really penetrate past that. It
Yeah,
usually
that's-
doesn't.
that's the
problem.
hard thing.
Like when 2020 was going on, and we won't get into what was going on during the election season, there was all sorts of undercover videos being released that should have been shocking to everyone, but nobody sees them because normal people aren't on X.
Well, also because there is just a glass ceiling, so to speak, in the algorithms, so that normies generally just don't come across this stuff. And if you mention it to them, they'll be like, oh, well, that happened like one time.
I love that his company is called OMG.
Yeah.
The O'Keefe Media
It's a
Group.
great name.
He's really in his element right now, and we love that for him.
When is he going to start producing stage plays again? He's got to make his
gotta
stage
dance.
plays next. We know he loves to dance.
Oh, also, he posted an update saying that Disney Studios blocked him and his company on Instagram. The pettiness of it all.
They're like,
what do you think that's going to do for you?
give him the block button. That's what they're doing right now. Like
Yeah.
right now, what I want to see is somebody at Disney talk, like they all get called into like separate meetings where they have to go like, be on the lookout for these women, and if you can, start taking selfies with the women you go on dates with so that we can catch these women red-handed.
Seriously, though.
You know?
But they just genuinely thought that some hot broad was just really interested in his life, you know?
Yeah. Yeah.
This is really sad but funny.
They're like, he's like, why
Pathetic.
isn't she asking about my family?
He's like, no, let's talk about you. He's like, no, let's talk about.
Let's talk about diversity for 2 hours.
It is fair to point out, a lot of people, whenever these videos are released, people say, who cares? We already knew this. It's good to have stuff like this so that you can ungaslight yourself and remind yourself that you're not crazy. This is real. It is happening. It is not something that you're imagining.
Yeah, we already knew about all of these spreadsheets. It's just a good thing to hear it from the horse's mouth.
Thanks for watching. Listen to full episodes of Pop Culture Crisis on Spotify.
Keep up with us on social media and make sure you subscribe and ring that bell so you never miss the show. Bye, guys.